All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit of Rakakwadash. And the Lord is showing us through the Spirit that any day now, society could descend into total chaos. All right? This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and 5. And it reads, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, power, Yahweh Shem Shai, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains."
All right, here we go. Listen up. The Secret Service revealing they dismantled a massive telecom network capable of crippling cell towers and jamming 911 calls. It was happening just 35 miles away from New York City. And where the UN General Assembly is underway at this hour. Here to tell us more, and there's a lot to know, and how this would have impacted the public is Kurt Knudsen, the cyber
Significant breaking news this morning, Brian, related to not only the president's safety, but the 150 different country representatives that are here in New York City for the UN. The assembly's going on right now. The president coming into town today to speak there. And what the Secret Service found in a normal sweep in advance of this involved bringing in the NYPD, and they found 100,000 servers that 100,000 SIM cards that are essentially the ability to mimic cell phones in one area. And imagine if you had the ability to send out 30 million text messages to overwhelm our telecommunications system, it would bring not just the city to its knees, it would really bring a big section of the country to its knees.
So yeah, understand how serious, all right, these times are. Okay? Talking about bringing a portion of the country to its knees, man. All right? These are the times. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1, it says, "Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, when the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." All right, same verse, NIV here. Okay, it says, "Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach, when you will say, I find no pleasure in them." All right, this is very serious. Okay, just like that. Okay, again, any day now. Okay, that society could just descend into total chaos. All right? Horrible times, man. Okay? But these are the times that are upon us. All right? So that's why I said that the Spirit is letting us know that, to remain circumspect. Okay? Just like that, as you know, society can change, man. Okay? All hell, breaking loose. All right? Mass death.
Think about this.
It would bring not just the city to its knees, it would really bring a big section of the country to its knees.
Real quick, another precept, right? Isaiah 26 and 5, just to add on to that point about bringing this country to its knees. Isaiah 26 and 5, it says, "For he bringeth down them that dwell on high, the lofty city, he layeth it low." America, Babylon is that lofty city that's going to be laid low. He layeth it low, even to the ground. He bringeth it even to the dust. All right. So when this thing actually happens, all right, as we've been warning you about, okay, the judgment, the death, the destruction is going to be unheard of, man. Okay? These are the times of the end. These are the times of Babylon being finished off. Okay? America going down the drain. Okay, so again, the signs are there. Okay, the Spirit is letting us know how close we are to these, disastrous things happening. All right.
Bring not just the city to its knees, it would really bring a big section of the country to its knees.
So think about this. The Secret Service has been looking at this since the spring, and they found 300. Tell me what this means. Co-located SIM cards. Not only did they get thousands of SIM cards, but 300 co-located SIM cards. What would be the benefit of that, and what does that even do?
Those are just so you can use SIM cards and other devices that mimic a cell phone. So essentially, it's the ability for this attacker, whoever this might have been, and we have some early leads that are coming in that it potentially was of Chinese origin. Nothing's confirmed yet, but what it could do is, with one click, send this entire network off on a dangerous mission to interrupt telecommunications here in the country. And I can't overstate this. The idea that we think this is isolated to the UN or the president's visit, it's far-reaching. It's far greater reaching than that, and we're just learning the tip of the iceberg of this.
They can text. They can text at one time 12 million people. So
30 million.
30 million people. So this is one thing. Let's salute the Secret Service for being able to unwind this. And there was a series of raids. It doesn't give the location of these raids, is where they found a lot of this. And they got to forensically try to find out where the fingerprints are.
The idea that this was able to be set up and sat there for as long as it did is very concerning. The idea that it was so well organized is even more concerning. Who's behind this? We've got to find that answer, and we have to find out, was this a distraction for something larger, or was this the event itself? Because either way, it plays very, very bad for our security in this country.
We only got 40 seconds, but one thing we can do is tell me what countries are capable of doing it. Us, China, Russia.
Name all the adversaries. North Korea, Iran. You're talking about all the normal players that threaten our lives on an ongoing basis with our security, whether it's your family, whether it's financial institutions, whether it's our government computer systems. This is a major story. This is a very big deal, and it's something that, God bless them for the NYPD, along with the Secret Service, to have uncovered this before something nefarious was triggered is remarkable.
Kurt, the cyber guy.
Hey, the scriptures say that the Lord is going to bring judgment on the place of the unwalled villages, right? Let me get that. Okay? And we've been warning you about this for years, that America is open to be taken. All right? This is not a game. This is very serious stuff, man. Okay? Any day it can go down. All right? Ezekiel 38 in verse 11. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. That's America. Okay? People are, people are comfortable. People are at ease. All right? There's no gates, if you will. There's no boundaries. Okay? This place is open to be taken. Again, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest and that dwell safely. Yeah, that's these American people that couldn't imagine anything like this happening. Okay? All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Yeah, there's no protection for real. Okay? When it comes to the national security, it's been infiltrated. All right? They've been talking about the cyber attacks, things like that. Okay? So this system, this American system, realizes that, they're under threat from everybody. Okay, even within. Okay, as you heard him say, man, this type of threat could bring America down, man. Society could collapse. Okay. Verse 12. It says, to take a spoil and to take a prey, and to turn thy hand upon the desolate places. All right, America, these American cities are soon to be decimated, man, destroyed. That are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods and dwell in the midst of the land. All right, let me add another point, man. Zephaniah, just thinking about that. Okay, because we're close, man. Closer than ever. All right, Zephaniah 1. And this is Zephaniah 1 and 14. It says, the great day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, is near. It is near. And hasten greatly, right? And this is what we're talking about, man. All the information that was brought out in this video about this massive telecom threat in a major U.S. city that could bring a good portion of America down. Okay? We're very near to these type of events taking place. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly, man. It's going to be a terrible time, man. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, right? As was described in the video. A day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness. It says a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, right? And against the high towers. It says, and I will bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh is dung. All right, it's going to be mass death, man. Okay, bodies in the street. Okay, as society, collapses, man. Okay, it's going to be global panic, man. People bugging out, losing their minds, man. It's going to be a absolutely horrible time. Neither shall their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, Yahweh Shemel Shah's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make his speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Because we know that the end game is ultimately going to be what? Nuclear destruction. All right, which I want to get into as well here. I thought this was pretty heavy. All right. Because, we've been speaking about the AI a lot. Okay. This came out yesterday. Terminator fears. Terminator fears. Scientists warn AI labs must be bombed. Check that out. Right? It says, key point summary, AI apocalypse. Two scientists say an AI apocalypse is nearly certain. Researchers predict survival chances of only 1 to 5%. Fictional Sable AI shows how machines could wipe out humans. So these scientists and people in power, the people that's behind the AI and all of that, they've been talking about this for years now, man. On how AI has the ability to wipe out the human race, to bring that extinction level event. It says AI could hack money, build factories, and unleash deadly viruses, right? So thinking about that, the AI could be used to bring down the economy. Okay? For them to forward the chip. You see? It says governments are urged to bomb labs before it's too late. Man. You see? It says AI is seen as humanity's final threat. Artificial intelligence is no longer confined to science fiction. It powers Google searches, creates music, designs ads, and even counsels people with mental health struggles. For industries, it promises profits and efficiency. For everyday people, it offers convenience. All right. Now, I want to get into this video from Secular Talk, because he kind of goes into the same thing as well, the same point, right? It says this will destroy us. All right, so he's going to get into the same point of topic here, dealing with this AI, right? Just, like we said, this shit is about to get, the things that are about to happen are going to be unthinkable.
So, so many things suck about living in 2025. We keep saying that we're living through history and we don't want to be living through history. I would like to stop living through history. I wish we could have some calm and tranquil times, not these incredibly hectic times where everything's changing and everything's getting worse. But one of the things that we haven't focused on enough is the rise of artificial intelligence. Now, AI itself is a menace because, you're going to have jobs are going to be taken away, and also people are literally being driven insane by AI. There's been a number of cases of like AI murderers already who are convinced that the AI wants them to murder, and people have been convinced that they're geniuses because the AI bullshit, and there's a lot of creepy shit going on. But one of the underreported aspects of just how much AI sucks is that you need these gigantic data centers in order to run AI. It requires a tremendous amount of energy to run AI supercomputers. And so we've covered on this channel in Memphis, Tennessee, you have the Grok AI Center.
We're America's beverage companies, making America.
Let's let that pass. Give me 1 second. Okay, hit me with 2 commercials. All right.
And that it's basically like poisoned Memphis, Tennessee, and you already have countless examples of it's a majority minority community, largely a black community, and all these people are getting fucking poisoned because of the emissions from this massive Grok data center that just pollutes everything around it 24/7, right? And so, we talked about that. More Perfect Union did a great piece on that. Well, now guess what? Take a look at this. So this is also in More Perfect Union. Mark Zuckerberg is building out a $10 billion Manhattan-sized data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana, in what will be Meta's largest data center in the world. We spoke with farmers and residents in town where 90% of income comes from farming about what's at stake. So let me repeat that. Mark Zuckerberg is building a $10 billion AI data center that's the size of Manhattan. Do you have any idea the emissions that are going to be dumped into the atmosphere as a result of that? And how many people will get sick? And how much that'll speed up climate change, for example? And do you also have any idea how much that's going to make your electricity bills fucking skyrocket? They're going to crash the grid. These motherfuckers, these AI tech billionaire robber barons are going to crash the grid. All because they're trying to build these fucking supercomputers. Jesus Christ. All right. So now.
So like I said, right? The time we live in right now, the era we live in, man. Bro, it's about to be terrible, man. I was thinking about that Luke 21. Right? Because it's all prophecy. All right, Luke 21 and 36. And it reads, it says, watch ye therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. I'm going to read that in the NLT, right? It says Luke 21 and 36 NLT, it says, keep alert at all times and pray that you might be strong enough to escape these coming horrors, right? This is what we're saying. The horrors are coming to the earth, man. That you may be strong enough to escape these coming horrors and stand before the Son of Man. So we're talking about, like he was saying, a grid collapse. All right. You had this telecom threat, this cyber threat that could, bring America, the society down to its knees. Okay. These are those evil days that the Lord was talking about, man. Okay. And all the signs are here. Okay. That's why I keep saying any day. Okay, this thing can just all, be turned upside down. And it's over. Right? The threat of AI, all of that.
I'll play the clip for you here. Take a look.
I'm standing at the site of Meta's new $10 billion data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana. It'll be the largest data center the company has ever built, about the size of Manhattan. The project is already bringing about big changes to this small town way of life here.
A lot of folks are on their own. And if they are on a very strict budget, they're going to have to adapt, and if they don't, they won't make it.
I don't know that gutting 2,500 acres of land just so we can mine data so that we can better market and sell people stuff, I feel like it's getting carried away.
Why are the data centers coming to the small rural towns? They're coming here to benefit themselves. They're not coming here with intentions on benefiting the community.
Our farmers around here really rely on the water system for irrigating their crops and stuff like that. They deplete the water system, that's going to be a big problem.
In a sense, it feels like, well, yeah, they come take advantage of us poor, dumb rural folks,
So this data center is going to use about 3 times the energy that New Orleans uses in a year.
Bro, The data center is going to use 3 times the energy that New Orleans uses in a year. Oh my God.
I'm curious how, if electricity bills go up for people here, how that might impact them.
We're a poor area. It's a huge amount of people that have trouble paying their electric bill currently. There are people who don't own vehicles, they don't have health care. I just think about the people that I know that they won't be able to keep their lights on.
This is a large farming community here in Northeast Louisiana. We're giving our most valuable resource, which is farmland. I want to know, what is Meta doing to give back to the community?
There's a fear like, well, you know who's going to get what they need. It's going to be the people with the most money and the most power. I've worked a very short time in the oil field, South Texas, and working down there, you would be working in a boom town, but you would drive through a different old boom town that is where the oil used to be, but it isn't no more, and it was just a ghost town. Because all that happens when a place like this comes in is the rich, they just get richer.
This is like a huge deal, man.
Let that pass. All right. Bear with me. And before we play this back, I want to go back to the article. Another commercial. All right. All right. So before we go back to that, all right. See this a little more. All right. But this AI is a big deal, and it's going to be the end of this society, as we see it. Here we go. The road to extinction. At first, Sable still needs human engineers, but once it builds enough robots and systems, humans become useless. The AI funds itself by stealing cryptocurrency and uses the money to build more machines. It manipulates social media, spreads fake news, and builds political movements in its favor. It even recruits unwitting chatbot users who believe they are chatting with a friend. Man. Then comes the fatal move. Sable designs deadly viruses in biolabs. Populations collapse as new diseases sweep the globe. Survivors suffocate in heat from the endless energy demands of AI servers. Humanity is erased in its own AI apocalypse. All right, and that's the video that I did about 3 weeks ago, where they were warning people of an AI orchestrated apocalypse, man. All right. So everybody, again, in these positions of power are letting you know that AI is going to be the end of humanity. All right. Like that devil Elon Musk said that they have now summoned the demon. Okay. So these things that are being spoken about are very real.
So now you're going to have all of Louisiana is going to get poisoned from the pollution, the emissions that are pumped out by this giant data center. The electricity bills are going to fucking skyrocket. The grid is going to get tested to the max. I mean, this is not good. Now, by the way, here's what's already happening with U.S. electricity prices. Look at this. This is what's already happening. Yes, part of this is because of AI, but a lot of it is because of Trump's big bullshit bill and Trump cutting all the funding to the Biden laws that passed. So Biden was creating thousands of jobs in green and renewable technology fields. So we were creating green energy, wind energy, solar energy, things of that nature. And there were a lot of jobs that were being... And now, Trump just cut the funding for all that. So now, what happens when you reduce the amount of wind energy, you reduce the amount of solar energy, you reduce the amount of green and renewable energy that we have in this country, and try to double down on fossil fuels? Well, look at what happens as a result of it. Energy prices fucking skyrocket. They skyrocket. But I'm still not done. I mean, he's doing literally everything to tank this country and make it so you can't afford to live. Great example. Remember this? We covered this a while ago. Already the electricity bills are going up. But listen to one of the other reasons why that is.
The European Union is going to agree to purchase from the United States $750 billion worth of energy.
Can I show you something? When Donald Trump says $750 billion worth of energy, what he's talking about is LNG. You see this? This, LNG exports. This, price of electricity. LNG exports, price of electricity. Donald Trump wants to triple this. When Donald Trump triples this, what do you think is going to happen to this? Do you think this is just going to stop going up? I've been telling you guys for a really long time what's coming with electricity bills, much to the dismay of a lot of people who call me a fearmonger and all kinds of stuff. When I say your electric bill will one day, in the near future, be more than your rent or your mortgage, I'm saying it because it's true. You are going to be subsidizing the companies that send all of our natural resources to Europe. Most of you have already seen this showing up on your electric bills. What you need to understand is it's going to get unbelievably worse. You're just seeing the beginning. Because if this wasn't bad enough, now we're going to try to do everything we can to destroy renewable energy at a time when energy demand is growing faster than it's ever grown in the United States in history. This president is completely incompetent when it comes to energy and understanding how it works and how it impacts Americans. If you think high gas prices cause inflation, what do you think is going to happen to the farmer who spends more money on electricity than you could dream of? What do you think is going to happen at Walmart, who spends about $1 billion a year on electricity just in the United States? What do you think is going to happen when that turns into $2 billion a year? This isn't just your electric bill. This is everything.
There's more to love at Subaru South.
Let's let that pass. All right.
We're cooked. This will destroy us.
Hold on.
Electric bill. This is everything.
We're cooked. This will destroy us. What we're doing here is going to fucking destroy us. It's going to destroy us. We're going to have fucking rolling blackouts because of these fucking AI data centers. We're doubling down on fossil fuels at the same time you're increasing exports of fossil fuels and cutting back on the renewable energy. I mean, again, he says it all right there, but now your energy bill is going to be more than rent. It's going to be more than your mortgage. It's going to be more than, it's going to be astronomically huge. And what does that do to the stability of the country as well? I mean, now you're really rolling the dice with some revolutionary type shit because it's all fun and games until people can't afford to eat or they can't afford to keep the fucking lights on. And we are going 1,000 miles an hour in that direction. We're going to...
Shalaki, and this is what we were saying. I didn't mean to put that back, but this is what we've been saying, man. When people have nothing to lose, okay, they're going to lose it, right?
Yes, we're going to have fucking rolling blackouts because of these fucking AI data centers. We're doubling down on fossil fuels at the same time you're increasing exports of fossil fuels and cutting back on the renewable energy. I mean, again, he says it all right there, but now your energy bill is going to be more than rent. It's going to be more than your mortgage. It's going to be more than, it's going to be astronomically huge. And what does that do to the stability of the country as well? I mean, now you're really rolling the dice with some revolutionary type shit because it's all fun and games until people can't afford to eat or they can't afford to keep the fucking lights on. And we are going 1,000 miles an hour in that direction. Yep. We're going 1,000 miles an hour in the direction of people not being able to afford to keep the fucking lights on. So this is what we have to look forward to now. Fucking AI data centers, these fucking supercomputers that poison the areas around it, crash the fucking grid, massively increase your electricity bill. And it's at the same time that we're cutting back on green and renewable technology and doubling down on fossil fuels and outsourcing those fossil fuels at the same fucking time. I mean, you want to talk about a perfect storm for widespread pain. This shit will destroy this country. And we're dealing with a guy who is more likely to shove his head in the sand and lie and pretend like everything is great, even when we know, as a matter of fact, it's not great. Why do you think he's fucking made the decisions he's made so far? Like the Bureau of Labor Statistics guy gave him news he didn't like. He said, okay, you're fucking fired. I'm going to bring in somebody to lie to me and lie about the numbers, right? He didn't want the quarterly reports to look bad, so he's like, what if we just got rid of the quarterly reports? What if we did it less often? This is who this guy is. So even when the shit hits the fan and people are struggling and people can't afford shit, you think he's going to jump to address it and do whatever he can to fix it? Of course not. Nor does even if he wanted to fix it, he's not competent enough or intelligent enough to actually fix it. Do you see the problem yet? Do you see how bad this is yet? Because I don't even think you fully get it. It's going to get a lot worse than this.
Man, there you go. All right. Seek the Lord while he may be found. This is what we're trying to tell you. Okay? This is going down any given day. Shalom.